Man, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy B.
And it's your boy Fisher Go Getter.
And it's Q.
Man, you already know what time it is. It's the Blueprint Table Podcast. We are coming with our what episode is it? Episode 12?
Episode 12. Yeah, we on
Episode
episode 12.
man. 12 straight weeks of Blueprint Table, economic commentary, empowering conversations, man. How y'all boys doing this week, man? How y'all doing, man? We in a new month. And the month of November is here.
Yeah.
Man, how are we? Let's start with Vaughn.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great. I was sitting here trying to figure out how to say the number 12 in Spanish. Do y'all know?
Oh, man. Don't quiz me right now, right?
I don't know that.
Dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. That's
But
what I
yeah,
know.
I've been doing great, man. Great day, great week so far. You know, we had Tuesday, and we sitting here at the Blueprint table. How about you, Q?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm trying to strive through the week, stay consistent as always. It's the biggest thing on my mind for this week. So, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Episode 12. We going every week, every Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And likewise, man.
Oh, Dose. I had it in my mind, but I didn't say it.
Man, it's
Hey.
episode Dose for all of my Spanish speakers, man. Shout out to y'all. I know it's a lot going on in the world right now. Some people are feeling heavy, some people are feeling weird. But I'm just feeling blessed to be alive, blessed to be here to be able to have empowering conversations, man, here in Seattle, Washington, here at the Blueprint Table. Let's get into the first topic of the week. If this is your first time watching us, we cover topics of all different economic sectors, from business, some political, from real estate to anything entrepreneurial. And today we're going to start talking about something that we haven't really been talking about it a whole lot, but we did talk about it when it first happened, is the government shutdown. And I also want to give a shout out to anybody who has been affected by the whole debacle with SNAP. And just want to let you know that you and your family are in our prayers.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I'm praying for you as well. I don't really have too much more to say than that. But
Want to touch on that for 2 seconds?
Oh yeah. With the SNAP, I know it's a hard time right now because it's a lot of people that depend on the government services just to get by in life. So, hopefully this government shutdown thing won't be too long and everybody can get right on their feet. So, yeah.
Correct, man. And so I do want to touch on it a little bit right now. So the federal government shutdown is stretching into being one of the longest in the history of the U.S. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that by the time this podcast comes out, it'll actually be the longest government shutdown.
they said
US
that
history.
they said that today.
Oh, is it today? Is that what it
I
is?
forgot where I saw it through, but yeah, they said it's already been the longest.
Yep. So obviously that's been devastating, for anybody who is a postal worker, anybody who works for TSA, really just all government workers right now. Anytime you got to work for free and you don't know when you're going to get paid, but you still got to show up to work because you might lose your job.
That's crazy.
Bruh.
No, that is crazy. And honestly, with me being younger, that's something that I didn't even really think about. This is more than just food stamps, right? This is, people who's working for free right now. You got government jobs that ain't even stable, and they supposed to be the most stable jobs.
100%. I mean, and I know that, airports all over the country are now going through crazy delays. I just had some family in town, and literally, the lack of TSA, it stopped him even from being able to get on his flight.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
So basically they've been shutting down TSA or cutting the workers.
Man, they ain't been cutting the workers. The workers ain't showing up. Are you showing up to work if you ain't getting paid?
So most of these people are on furlough.
Man, all of them are.
Oh, yeah,
You
because
get what I'm saying? The government workers.
What episode was that when we was at the Space Needle and I had just announced it?
Yeah, that's when it just happened.
300,000 furlough, or it was like 400,000.
That's insane.
That's insane, So that's why I said, my thoughts and prayers out to them. If you got to work without pay, I just honestly, I can't imagine what that feels like. I mean, that's literal slavery. You get what I mean? It's literally working without compensation. You get what I mean? Now, I know that they're supposed to be getting some sort of all that back pay back, but just imagine having to work, go to work every single day for over a month and not get a check, and you don't know when your next check is coming.
Yeah, that's crazy because people got bills first of the month. Shoot, you got a credit score. Your credit score gonna go down.
Bruh, right.
You got kids to feed.
I mean, we got Thanksgiving coming up.
That too.
Christmas coming up.
Christmas coming up. It's happening during the holidays.
Black Friday, them sales might be low. Might be low this year.
I mean, I hope so, but you already know how these companies go, man. They ain't lowering nothing. I ain't gonna lie. I saw a news clip speaking of the SNAP and WIC benefits. man, it's crazy what's going on, man. One of the actual the SNAP, like a federal agency, reached out to over 20,000 grocery stores and told them that they cannot give any discounts to people who were on SNAP. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
In order for them to stay compliant with the rules of SNAP, you get what I mean? They have to treat all customers the same. So I know that as of the recording of this recording, it does look like some of the people who are receiving SNAP benefits are at least able to get partial. But again, it's November. Thanksgiving is in a few weeks. Like you said, Christmas is coming up. You know what I mean? What, 8 weeks away? Not even 7 weeks away.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough right now. So again, my thoughts and prayers go out. So I want to encourage anybody who can, if you could donate to your local food banks, you know what I mean? Get a part of some of the local charities that are giving away food. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I'll be participating in sometime this month. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Same here. Now that you just brought that up,
Yep.
there's definitely ways that we can contribute to help. And yeah,
And even some news that's been happening here. I don't know if this is happening all over the country, but I'm pretty sure it is. But I want to give a shout out to some of the Seattle-based restaurants that have been giving out free food. You know what I mean? So shout out to Toasted here in Seattle. It's like a bagel and cafe bagel shop. They started it and put out on their Instagram that anybody who needs free food or is just really hungry and is suffering from the withholding of SNAP benefits, they can go and all you got to say is put it on my neighbor's tab. If you go and tell them that, put it on my neighbor's tab, you'll be able to get the meal for free while it lasts.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's nice.
And it does seem like some other restaurants have been following suit. So again, shout out to anybody who's been a part of the positive side of this because, the government shutdown is affecting the hungry. It's affecting people. Isn't that crazy how it always happens like that?
Yeah.
The people at the top, they make
Yeah.
the decision and it trickles down like that.
Yeah, but it's a good thing that you kind of see that society, people are still helping each other out, even though the government told the grocery stores not to help out. They still gonna help out because we all people.
We all people, man.
Yeah,
And,
I agree, man. Because it's dope to hear that these Seattle restaurants is coming through. Like you said, we are all people, and just because somebody may have some money coming in and somebody may not, does not make them better than the next person. So it's good to see that our society is still willing to put a hand out and help.
100%. Because I want to even touch on that too, because even running a restaurant is not easy. You
For
get what I'm
sure.
saying? Like a lot of the restaurants, we've talked about this too in Seattle, have been struggling. You know what I mean? To keep the doors open. So the fact that we have some local restaurants that even with the low amount of margins that they're able to make at their restaurant, be able to still give free food and other people donate money so that others can eat. I'm trying to tell you, it does actually give me a little bit more help and hope rather in society. If anybody else want to touch anything on the government shutdown, SNAP, we can. But I was about to say I can move. I can move if y'all want to because I know it's kind of heavy.
When the government shut down with the SNAP, I heard from a few people back home, who's on SNAP. They're not cutting it all the way, but I guess they're giving it out weekly. So basically, it's going to be like little spurts of this week. Then the second week, you'll get a quarter each time. So
Which is better than nothing, because I did hear about that information.
yeah,
Oh, we was just talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, but it's still tough though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like imagine like thinking that you are gonna have $800 to go get some food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you only got two, or you were gonna have $600 and you only got what 150. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I don't know about how it is where you come from. Out here in Seattle, boy, that 150 will get ate up in about
for
10
real.
items, bro. I'm not
Yep.
even gonna lie to you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Then imagine how many times, like, all right, say you get the food stamps every week, but not everybody can even drive every week to go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to basically go to the grocery store 4 times a month, because usually I would say people go about once or twice and fill up, especially when you get food stamps. So it's like one whole
Yeah, of
thing.
course. Yeah, some people go just once at the beginning of the month and then get little stuff in between. So,
Yeah.
again, man, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I feel like this is the real part of life where it's like you start to realize that the world is really not set up for everybody to succeed. You
No.
get what I mean? Because in the midst of this government shutdown happening, and all those hundreds of thousands of federal workers are furloughed, not getting paid. TSAs going back. SNAP benefits being restricted. There are people that are eating right now. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Still getting their money. Still eating off of investments that they made.
Yep.
And this is an economic podcast, so that's why I want to turn it back. If you are a young person who is struggling right now, sometimes you can take negative experiences like this and let it motivate you. You get what I'm saying? To put yourself in the best position to where no matter what is happening around you, at least you could have some extra funds laying around.
But like Brandon said, man, being young uses as motivation. I mean, like with me, I come from food stamps, right? My mother was a single mother. Yeah, I had my father, but we don't have to get into that situation. But my mother came from food stamps. I ended up having food stamps in the house, right? So I don't have to deal with that now that I'm on my own because of what I went through growing up and because I want to avoid situations like this. So I created that safety net, whether it's 10, 15%, right? I prioritize that part of my life, that safety net, and being disciplined over the things that I want, right? So I think for somebody who's younger, with me being 22, once again, if you're somebody around the same age, man, sacrifice, right? Choose that discipline over the desires. Stay inside and don't go out all the time. Save that money and don't eat out all the time, and put 10 to 20% of your money up. So when you have that rainy day, you have something to fall back on. And I'm blessed to know that I have something to fall back on during these times, right? Once again, I'm not better than anybody else, right? Whether I have money in my pocket or not. But we can all take those steps to create that safety net for ourselves.
Yeah. I definitely agree. In hard times like this, even when you go through hard times, you're not getting money from the government. It puts you in a hard place. So it kind of gives you like almost like a comeback to strive for more. Like now you can kind of say, oh, like, oh man, I should have saved up money. Now you can start investing and look into other things because when stuff get tight, that's actually when you start to grind the most. Would you
Correct.
agree?
100%.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to the people who might even being on the verge of doing something bad. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, shoot, when you get hungry, you're gonna do whatever it takes to eat. You get what I'm saying? And I want to encourage you that you don't have to go out and do anything illegal. You get what I'm saying? Just because you're hungry. You get what I mean? Humble yourself. Take the resources that are available because they are out there for those great people who have a heart to give. But like he even said too, I want to talk to the young folk because I'm only 28, but trust me, the difference between like 18 and 28, y'all, for who's watching, is big. When you get your money, when you start to work, 100% of your check is not 100% yours to spend.
Nope.
Trying to tell you, like he just said, you have to pay yourself first. You probably heard that 100 times. Paying yourself first means giving yourself a small portion of the whole check and having a budget and a plan for every other dollar. Do you get what I mean? If you're getting paid $500, I would say you're spending money out of that 500 might only be about 150, 200, to be honest. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that other 300, you got to put it to work. If that feels super tight for you, then you got to start moving those margins, but you can't spend the whole five. You get what I'm saying? You have to put stuff away for a rainy day, just like he said. So, I want to encourage everybody out there who's suffering from the government shutdowns and the snap, because I feel like a lot of us are just in certain ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even from just not even being able to go to the airport, that's in the slightest, and then all the way to not being able to have enough money for food. Everybody is feeling it.
Yep.
And just my thoughts and prayers are with y'all, man. Y'all can get through it. I promise.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Same here. And just to end it off, I mean, I feel like we can give all the advice we can in the world, but at the end of the day, God is the ultimate provider, man. Not to even get religious or any of that, but we can give all the advice. But like we said, we're praying for you. You guys can pray as well and understand that God is the ultimate provider.
Straight up, straight up. So I want to move to something else because, like I said, in the midst of all of these government shutdowns and everything that's going on, it's election season for local elections. Mayors are getting elected, and council members and all that good stuff. So the stock market is moving. Now, y'all are a little bit more tapped into the stock market than me, but since even being a part of the blueprint table, y'all been having me looking at stocks every single day, man. And I'm starting to look at the market, and I actually think I'm starting to understand what's going on a little bit, and it's kind of crazy, y'all. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
crazy, man. So the stock market holistically is still rising, even though it seemed like all these regular people are feeling as broke as I don't know what. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Groceries are higher than I don't know, higher than they ever been. Gas is higher than it's ever been. You know, the inflation is going up. You get what I'm saying? So the
Mm-hmm.
dollar is being worth less and less. But some of these companies are still going high. So we talked last week about the big layoffs that were
Yeah.
going on. I just want to say this real quick, man. If your company is replacing humans with AI, the stock is going up.
Yep, yep. And we saw it last week with Amazon. I mean, we saw layoffs all across the board, but what we saw the stock did was go straight up, right? And then on top of that, we had not too many days after that, we had Amazon partner with OpenAI, which caused the stock to shoot up another $20, right, hitting all time highs. So, I mean, it's safe
And
to say
Nvidia too, right? Isn't Nvidia like didn't their
Nvidia,
valuation shoot up to
they're
something in the trillions? You get what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep.
Was it
Nvidia has
five
become
trillion?
the first $5 trillion company, so they're at the top of the list when it comes down to the most valuable assets. And they also hit new all time highs, right? So you got yeah,
But it's so. Or you got something to add to that?
Yeah, I think and OpenAI is up next too because I think they're about to have a valuation up to $1 trillion.
mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
So
And OpenAI is about to go public too, right?
yeah,
yeah, they go
yeah.
public, man. Man,
That's
for those people who already work for that company and already got some shares,
A
it's a
lot
good
of
thing.
millionaires is about to be made, y'all.
yeah,
Most
that's what we
definitely.
Yeah.
waiting on. That's what we waiting on. I'm waiting for them to go public.
But so I want to talk about this a little bit more and a little bit more in depth, just even like conceptually, right? Because with the stock market doing what it's doing for the top big companies, there are other stocks I'm sure that are probably going down. You get what I'm saying? So in a situation like y'all, what are y'all doing as far as your investments? Are you still pouring money into the stocks? Because it looks like there has been a big pullback for like some of the other, retail stocks, restaurant service companies stocks.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So what are some what is some commentary that you guys can give to that? Like when you see certain stocks shooting up, but a majority of stocks actually pulling back.
Q, you got anything you want to say first?
For me, I invest weekly, so even if I always try to catch a stock when it's at its low point, but if it does shoot up or go down, I still hold it for the most part. But
I'm glad that you said that. Actually,
yeah,
that the reason why I wanted to ask that is because we brought in the conversation of dollar cost averaging and just investing it over time.
Oh, my boy Brandon
You know what
knows
I'm
the
saying?
term.
Right, exactly. I'm learning. I'm learning. And it seems like when everything is going crazy, that's when you're actually supposed to be the calmest. You
Yes,
get what I'm saying?
yes, and honestly, that's when you should be. That's when you see the most opportunity. Like honestly, when I see things going red and crazy, I'm looking at discounts. I mean, I've been investing into Meta, like Q said. Every week I've been building my position in Meta for like the past month, right? So as soon as I saw Meta, which is Facebook, they hit a crazy low. Ended up going from like I think it was like 720 to now they're at like 680, right? But instead of me saying, "Oh man, this stock dropped the most that I've seen it drop, and this made lost me the most money that I've ever lost in this stock," I said, "Okay, I'm about to double down and buy more shares because I'm able to get it at this low, right? At this discounted price." So back to what you were saying about, we see some stocks going up and we see some stocks going down. The thing is, always buy the quality assets, right?
yeah,
Quality assets will always come back up when they go down. I mean, always, right? But assets that aren't quality, stocks that aren't of quality, right? They'll stay down, right? So you want to look for those quality assets, right? You want to look for those, we call them blue chip companies, right? Those companies have already proven themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that takes us to the companies that we're going to be looking at today, right? We're going to be taking the S&P 500, which is the makeup of the top 500 publicly traded companies on the market, right? And they put that in the index. And within this index, the top 5 companies we have, I believe, are Microsoft. We got Amazon in there.
Mm-hmm.
We got Google in there. I'm missing two more. Let's see if I can get them off the top of my head. We got Nvidia in there, and I'm missing one more. We got the other one pulled up, Brandon.
Google. Did you already say
Google.
that?
I said
For the
Google.
top 5?
Yeah, I said Amazon. I said Google. I
Apple?
said Microsoft. I missed Apple.
There it
And I
goes.
said
Yeah.
Nvidia. Right. So with those being the top 5, right, those are a good example of quality assets. Like Q said, we're not always searching for the newest stock and the newest, hottest stock, and we're looking for the next Apple, the next Nvidia, the next Netflix, or the next Google. We're just gonna rinse and repeat in those companies and build our position in that, right? So every week, you choose whether it's one or two companies that you want to build a position in out of that top 5, and you hold that for the long run, right? You just keep building your position. So
Respect.
when I see stocks go down, I'm buying more, right?
Yeah,
And this is not financial advice, y'all. We're just throwing out commentary.
Yeah. and just to add it to there, when it comes to these stocks and everything, you see these big companies, you kind of see them in the media. So with most things, they're trends. So some companies last forever. So I would say basically follow the trends. What's popular, like iPhone. So you got Apple. So you got Google because that's the main search, and also you got basically OpenAI, which is becoming like the new Google, basically. So definitely, nothing is 100% guaranteed. None of these stocks is 100% guaranteed, but basically follow the right trend and something that you believe in.
And I want to add in this. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure, because
Yes,
it's
sir.
platforms like Earn Your Leisure as to why the three of us gentlemen are even sitting at this table having these conversations every
Exactly.
week.
For sure.
We all follow Earn Your Leisure heavily, and they just put out yesterday a post that says the wealth gap has hit historic levels. The top 10% of Americans own over 87% of all stocks, and the top 1% of Americans holds nearly half of all stocks. The bottom 90% split the remaining 13, right, percent, and the bottom 50% of Americans, as far as earnings, y'all, owns just 1% of all stocks.
Yeah.
The top 10% also controls 84% of private businesses, as far as owning the businesses, and 44% of all real estate nationwide. When y'all hear these stats about everything that the 10%, the top 10% earners of net worth in America, what does that make you guys think?
Priorities, assets or liabilities, man. I mean, we just got to do a better job of prioritizing the right stuff. We prioritizing those materialistic things, right? Those clubbing out on the weekends, right? Buying the latest shoes, buying the latest drip, taking your girl out to expensive dinners, all these things that, we're having the most lavish experiences without having the assets or the money to really back it up. While we got the top 1% owning all these assets and owning all these things, but they probably got the least when it comes down to the materialistic things, right? So, that's what I hear, man. I hear priorities, assets over liabilities. Prioritize buying those things that are going to put money in your pocket instead of taking those things that are going to take money out of your pocket. What you hear, if you?
Yeah, basically, who to follow, basically. So if you see those top companies or even investors, you know what they're investing into. So we at like 1%, they said up there, right?
It literally says, yeah, the bottom 50% of earners in America only own 1% of all stocks.
So 1% of all stocks. That's insane.
In the whole
But
bottom 50. Yeah.
but then again, like you see who owns basically majority of it. So you have somebody to follow.
Yeah.
So you got good leaders and stuff to follow. And back on like what Vaughn said, you could spend your last to have fun today, or you could invest what you have today to have fun next year.
Yeah.
It depends. It's time. So
I mean, when I see these stats right here, that the top 10% of Americans own over 87% of all stocks, they own 84% of the actual businesses themselves, and then 44%
84% of businesses.
84% of private businesses are owned by the
That's like
top 10%.
that's basically like a chain. It's like it's like this company on this company, but this company on this company, but this company partnering with this company.
That's 100% what it is. That's
Yeah.
100% what it is. And these billionaires and starting to be trillionaire conglomerates, you get what I'm saying?
Seriously.
It's showing you where the true wealth actually lies. the people who are the wealthiest in this company own stocks, they run businesses, and they own real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Those three pillars.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the blueprint.
Straight up. You get what I'm saying?
That's the blueprint.
So I think that the proof is in the pudding right in front of our faces. If you don't have three of those things going, it's going to be harder for you to be wealthy. So if you think that you're 21 or you're 18 and oh, okay, like, well, I'm gonna just get this job and I'm gonna be straight. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is coming from Uncle B, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, the job can give you some of the tools to be successful, but you are going to have to invest in either stocks, real estate, or owning a business to give yourself the best chance, to give your family the best chance to be wealthy in America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do y'all agree with that?
All
Yeah.
three. You got to do all three.
All
I
three,
agree.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Even if you have the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Invest outside of that company. See people getting laid off, so make sure you invest outside of that company, whether they're investing in yourself or learning a skill, or you just putting money into the market, something that you believe in, the products that your TV, your cell phone, your headphones, your shoes, all of it,
Mhm.
So
So, before we move on to the last topic, I do want to throw something. I always throw curveballs out. You get what I'm saying? So this might get a little out there, but I want to talk about it. With the way that our economy is set up in America, how on earth is this sustainable? You get what I'm saying? Have y'all ever been out the country to like Mexico or
Not yet.
anything like that?
yeah,
Bro, when you go to like Mexico or like the Caribbean or something, I was in Trinidad and Tobago and we were at KFC and a chicken dinner at KFC was like $55.
Mhm.
where?
$30. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So where you see inflation going here, it's like I saw a stat that there's like 40,000 millionaires in America now. You get what I'm saying? Billionaires are starting to become more and more. Millionaires are starting to become more and more. The dollar is starting to go. So how do we make sure that or we're not even how do we make sure because everybody's trying to figure that out. Where do y'all see our economy going? You get what I'm saying? In 30 years, 40 years, is it going to be $50 for a loaf of bread? Is it going to be
I think that's where cryptocurrency comes in.
respect? Okay.
Truthfully, I mean, because like you said, I mean, our dollar is losing so much value that it can get to that point where it's $50 for a loaf of bread, and based off where the dollar is now compared to where it used to be, we got houses that are still in the same shape but cost way, 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 way more, right? So the value isn't changing, but the value of the dollar is losing its value. So I see, that's where that crypto comes in play. We take these dollars, we invest in stocks to get more dollars, but you need to put your dollars somewhere, whether it's crypto, whether it's gold, where it can grow in value over time. And when it comes down to our economy later on, I think that's where crypto comes in play, and that's when we're spending that digital currency.
Respect.
I agree.
What do you think?
No, I definitely agree. To touch on the topic
It's
that you,
getting crazy, right?
Yeah.
nah, for sure. Even what he's saying right now with the crypto, maybe eventually people will start seeing that the dollar is not worth that much and start taking payments in Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
that
yeah.
sounds like something that I can see even in the next couple of years, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's already kind of in front of our face. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's already been stories like that. Man,
Peace.
shout out OBJ, man. You know what I mean? When he took his old
Yeah.
salary in Bitcoin. That was smart, man. He was smart.
That was
I
dope.
want to go back and do some research because that was a couple years ago, man, and Bitcoin has shot up since then.
And that's a good example.
And a pizza guy. Yeah, the pizza guy.
Pizza guy?
I
Yeah.
didn't hear nothing
All
about
right.
that.
Nah,
put me
the
on.
dude who he paid for his pizza with the Bitcoin.
Oh, like
Yeah.
years and years ago or something like that.
Yeah, man, gave him I don't know how many. There was a couple or
And
something.
if he's holding that right now, that's a happy camper, boy. That's why we
Hey.
don't know about the pizza guy. He took that money,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
And see, those transactions was happening back then, so they can for sure happen now. So
Man.
for anybody technically who got their own business, you could take payment in cryptocurrency right now.
Yeah. And I think, it's getting to that point where, forget just the want to doing it. Like the economy is demanding that we need to do this at some point because the value of the dollar is just, it's losing its value. I don't know the exact percentages, but it's plenty of percentages as far as a decrease from where it should be.
It's been yearly, right?
The based off the value,
Yeah.
I can't even tell you.
I mean, I just want to throw something out there too, man. It's so funny, man, because this in no way, shape, or form do I support this political person. I'm just commentary.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a Forbes article right now, and it literally says Trump is one of the America's biggest Bitcoin investors.
Mm-hmm.
The president of the United States and his family hold about, let's see here, an estimated $2.1 billion in Bitcoin.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? And it even says that Barron Trump, his son, is like one of the biggest, youngest holders of Bitcoin in the entire country right now. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do y'all say about that? If the president and his family are taking their assets and loading it up into crypto, the leader of the free world,
Hey man,
definitely knows
hey
what's
you
going
you
on.
you know some people out here money hungry, man. They know how to invest. So
Yeah. No, for sure. He's like really Bitcoin is big as it is right now because Trump is taking the taking the initiative to make it as big as it is. Right. He's taking it and putting it into the. He made a crypto reserve for the government. Right. So they gonna put their money in the crypto reserves, and Bitcoin is a part of that. Right. And he's like you said, Brandon. He's been taking a lot of his profit. I mean, since he's been in the office, this guy has made. He has. I don't know exactly what he's done to his net worth.
Bro,
He's increased it tremendously,
yeah,
right? By just investing.
or rather companies that he's associated with, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's one of those smart businessmen, and that's why he got into
Part-
the where he got
partnerships,
Mhm.
partnerships. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm not saying it in his own personal name, but y'all know. Come on, man. If you don't know by now, you know that that's what wealthy people do. They entrench their wealth in a bunch of different entities. So the reason why I wanted to bring that part of the conversation up is because you know if we start to look at the economy where we are right now, look at history where it's gone, look at what's right in front of our face. You know there is a transformation happening. There's a transformation happening. We just got to tap in. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, and then
Sure.
back to that wealth gap. The wealth gap is only going to get wider. Because when that transformation, it's either you're putting more money in your pocket or you're not. And like we've been talking about with the dollar, the dollar is becoming less valuable. It's more easier to get a dollar, right? So with that being said, um, I'm just trying to get at the fact that a lot more people are going to be making a lot more money, right? And then you're going to have more people not making money. That middle ground, I don't really think
going away.
it's going away.
Yeah,
Right?
you're
You're
either going to be rich or poor.
up here
Exactly.
or up here or down here, right? So I think, and the good thing about that is if we capitalize right now, you're up here, right? But if you end up being somebody who doesn't capitalize, doesn't at least try to move that needle, you stay where you're at, and that's not the best way to be right now. So
Yeah.
just double down on your growth.
Yeah. And I would say, if you are somebody who makes a lot of money, you can. There's two ways to go up. There's only two ways to me. This is just me personally, but if you're able to make a lot of money, you got to invest the money. So make the money, invest the money. So don't spend the money on liabilities. So just straight assets, and that's really what's gonna make it grow over time.
Respect.
Yeah.
What are some? My bad, B.
No, go ahead. No, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
For the both of you guys, what are some liabilities that you suggest people may cut back on, or what are some liabilities that you guys actually cut back on?
Man, I can say something right now, man.
Yeah.
Shoot, financing absolutely everything is gonna kill your pockets, bro. You get what I'm saying? You do need a reliable car, but something that I learned young, like shoot, and I don't even mind saying it right now. You get what I'm saying? I right now at this very moment have two car payments and one car. Because I financed a lemon like 4 or 5 years ago. You get what I'm saying? That had a long, high ARP, and it was like a long loan. The car was a lemon. It got busted up like 2 years ago. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I haven't wanted to pay the entire balance off, but I needed to get another car. But I didn't have the funds to buy a brand new car fresh off. So I had the credit and I financed another car. You get what I'm saying? When you're entrenching yourself in bad debt, that's what we call bad debt, ladies and gentlemen. I would say bad debt is something that is negative and that you shouldn't have. I would say too much credit card debt and financing too many things will definitely keep you broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Same thing here. I would say most things that I just see from like social media and stuff, and I don't really do it too much anymore. But probably like buying clothes and stuff, buying shoes and just trying to look good and go out because you know how society is.
Of
Like
course,
if you dress in something that's not, to be honest, not in style, somebody gonna think something of you.
of course.
So which is the biggest thing. Then as you said, when it goes to cars, like think about 99% of cars are liabilities, but they only can be assets at certain hours of the day.
Hmm.
But other than that, you don't buy a luxury car. Like don't buy a Benz because as soon as you get the Benz, it's appreciating right off the lot.
And
So
our boy Kier, shout out to Kier Car Sales, who
Mhm.
was on a couple weeks ago. He
yes,
said that.
sir.
And
You
it
know,
was a BMW. He
yeah,
said like
yep.
right after he what
He said
was
the
it?
dude brought it back like 2 weeks later, and it lost like 40% of the value. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
man.
Because
It's
they
not
still got to make their profit. You get what I mean?
that's not worth it. You got to pay that insurance on top of that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the insurance is just like to protect you. You're not technically like getting anything out of the insurance unless the vehicle is under a business. Then maybe you're able to write some stuff off, but still.
Yeah, I think there are smart ways to do it, but yeah, just to answer your question, yeah, I think bad debt is definitely something that I
Yeah.
would say don't put yourself deeper. If you don't already have like a car note, if you can stand it and try to do your research, I would even start getting more knowledgeable about cars. Learn how to fix up a car.
For real.
You get what I'm saying?
Pay it out right or grab that hoopty.
Grab that hoopty
Grab
and
that
fix that
hoopty.
thing up, man.
For real.
Because I can't lie to you, man. Financing lemons, bro, it's just not good, man. It's just not good. You will find yourself in a years long battle of just being broke. Because basically every check that you get, you're paying something off. You're gonna be paying rent with one check, and you're gonna be paying your car note with the next check.
Facts.
And that's real. I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that. Somebody out here definitely can relate to that. Definitely. And
Yeah.
I think like car payments is at the highest it's been almost ever.
Ever,
I think.
yeah.
And
it's
like
still expensive. I think that cars just went up again.
mhm.
They make the banks making some money off these vehicles
Yeah,
too.
like I don't think I know anybody who has a fair car payment right now. Like they're
Bro,
so
if you financing the car, yeah, if you watching this right now and you financing the car, you know what I'm talking about. I don't care how good your credit is. If you financing the car, that car payment when it come out, you like I don't care how much money you got.
Facts.
So, but yeah, so I would say that, bro.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Those
Yes,
are
sir.
two good ones. Those are
Okay.
two good ones.
Man, so let's move into something a little lighter, man. Let's move into something a little lighter. Something just came out last week that you can now, or rather, there's a new field among us, y'all. There's a new field among us. The consumer robotics world.
Oh yeah.
You are now able to pre-order your own robot. $20,000. You will have your own in-home robot, man. If you ever seen iRobot or any of these robot movies, Smart House, you get what I'm saying? We're living in the future, ladies and gentlemen. You could buy your own robot to come and do household tasks, man. Just off of that, what do y'all feel about consumer robotics?
You go ahead first, Q. I know you
Hey
got
man,
some
I'm letting a robot in the crib, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. I got some work that need to be done, man. Laundry that need to be folded. I got dishes that need to be cleaned. You know what I'm saying? If I don't want to go grab the remote from the other side, tell what I said the robot name was gonna be.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell Lil Rob
Yo,
to
Lil
go.
Rob.
Lil Rob gonna go pick up the remote for me. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pro on the robots, on humanoids. So, but then again, there's pros and cons to everything. So there may be a security issue, especially if the robot got cameras on it. Then
Yeah.
who knows that's tapping into it because like a desktop, you can have like a RDP
Yeah,
and
like
somebody.
IT, yeah, looking at you, yeah.
Yeah,
yep,
because they can
yep.
log in from the RDP. They probably do the same thing with the robot, but that's the only safety concern I would say. But if you got everything locked up in a certain way, like I think it's cool.
Personally, I'm waiting 6 months to hear how it's going for Q, and
Hey.
then I'm gonna think about how I may incorporate it into my life, right? But yeah, I'm not completely against it, but I'm just not gonna be one of the first test dummies. I can't be one of those.
Wait, so you wouldn't own your own robot just off the rip though?
Nah, not off the rip, not off the
rip.
rip. I'm not gonna pre-order one, but you give it some time, and I see how it's adapting to the world. Okay, I might grab me one because I'm not against it. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna be one of the first to deal with this robot. Q right here, he could be the first, and I can get the feedback. Yeah,
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I watched iRobot, man. For my people who watch iRobot, They trying to get us, bruh. They trying to get us. I am not paying for a robot maid to come up in my house, dog. You get what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna do it. Cause that joint, the eyes gonna turn red.
I feel you. You know,
And you talk to that joint some type of way, he gonna, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to my girl the other day, and we was talking about it. I said, you know, they're gonna put a defense mechanism in it. They're gonna say, oh, you know, a new update for the robot, you know, so that it doesn't take damage, it can defend itself. Man, you gonna mess around, accidentally bump into that robot, bro? You gonna mess you up, dog. I'm trying to tell you.
I hear you. No, I agree, man. You know, there's some skepticism for sure. You know, but Q could be the first to tell us how it goes.
Man, I ain't gonna lie though. I'm gonna spin it positively. For like an elderly person or something like that who need help around their home and maybe they can't have in-home care, you know, maybe the $20,000 robot
Yeah,
can help.
especially if they fall. What's that joint called? Life Alert.
Right, your life alert. You get
this
them.
guy Q is serious,
For real,
man.
bro.
He's dead serious.
Bro, Life Alert. Life Alert literally is like a little click button. But now you got a humanoid. So if somebody fall, you know, if you're an elderly person, you know, it could be an assistant, like basically like you said.
Yeah, government assistant humanoid.
Hey, look, people might not have to go into nursing homes or even have like certain care services.
Yeah, my mom she had a caregiving service. And if she was still doing that, this is something that may take
The robotics care in-home care service in like 50 years.
Man,
I ain't gonna lie, y'all actually might be on to something right now. Because you know somebody already probably developing that. You
That's
get
a
what I'm saying?
bad.
And then you already had mentioned the whole Amazon and Open AI thing, man. We're getting into the future, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, we talk about this every single week because it's really happening, y'all.
yeah, you know, and when Trump got in the office, this is what he said, man. Trump said straight up, "I'm taking this $500 billion and I'm partnering up with. I'm gonna have Open AI partner with Oracle, and it was another company, and they got their project Stargate, right? They're trying to build a smart country, right? They're taking this AI thing very serious.
I mean, it's being implemented, yeah,
it's being implemented.
everywhere.
He said he was gonna do it, so it's being done. We're gonna see robots inside of Amazon. We're gonna see robots inside of Walmart, right? We're gonna see
Robots inside of your house. I
Well,
mean,
or-
robots inside of Q's
yeah,
apartment or
right.
his house, whatever.
Hey man, hey look, man, sooner or later, our whole team might be robots in the background, controlling the camera.
Hey, hey,
Control the-
listen, don't say no. You know,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say what I always been saying, y'all. You know, being a human, you know what I mean, is gonna be our value proposition. You get what I'm saying? You gonna be able to sell somebody on something like, hey man, we got all humans on our team. You get what I'm saying? And when you call our number, you ain't talking to a computer, you talking to a human. And there
real
will be
deal.
a subset of people who like that, just like myself. You get what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like when a human wash a car, or like a human, you know, coming and cleaning. You get what I'm saying?
You want somebody
conversation.
you want them to get tired though? What you want the human to be? You want to see another human scrubbing the car when you can have Lil Rob over there getting it right?
Man, but y'all know how Seattle go, man. He gonna have Lil Rob working all day, and then somebody gonna be picking it outside his house talking about robot rights.
Yeah,
He working his robot too hard. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey,
You working your computer and your TV too hard. You working Instagram too hard.
now the robot think you got rights, and now he's arguing
Hey,
with
man.
you back and forth. He was
Bruh.
talking about, I need these dishes done, and the robot's like, well, I just did the 5 last
Right, I'm
tasks.
tired, Bob.
I'm gonna need it
Come on
today.
now. Come
Labor
on.
laws say I need a 15-minute break every few hours.
It ain't no breaks. It ain't no breaks.
See?
All day.
I'm trying to tell y'all, it's already happening.
No, hey, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day,
You working that robot to the
24/7.
bone. And then if you watch the video too, y'all, of the robot, it go and put itself on the charger. You seen it?
I didn't even see that
The
part.
Jerry walked back, he put it. I said, man, this is just too crazy, man. But yeah, shout out to that company. I got to name them by name so we can say a shout out.
But-
What is the name of that company? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you look that up. I got something to say though.
Yep.
Yeah.
The name of that company here is called. Is it CNET? Oh no, it's called Neo. Sorry, Neo. Shout out to.
Oh,
Neo,
yeah,
man.
the humanoid. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's already been signs of like AI being able to basically like reverse the system, basically hack itself. Basically, like say the programmer told it to do this and it did the opposite.
Oh yeah.
And they had
AI literally does that already. ChatGPT be doing that.
So it's gonna do it over time. Even when you get the humanoid, you know, you got to be prepared You got to be prepared.
All right. So how are you preparing for somebody who know you want this in your house? How are you preparing?
Right, you gonna tell her, hey, give me some Tylenol. It's gonna bring back some perk 30s.
You feel me? And now,
You
and
gonna
now
give
you
it back to me
accidentally slumped
loaded.
in the bed and you can't get out.
Bring me
Hey,
the Tylenol.
look. First off, any medicine, I'm not having it. It can't cook for me. I just wanted to do just clean. I might have locks on some of my seasonings and stuff. Don't be touching my food. You
Yeah,
know,
nah.
just have a safety precaution. That's it. Then you can have a room for your little humanoid, and you can put a lock on it, just in case you're scared at night. You know,
I'm scared at night.
hey, it's
I'm
possible.
putting the
You
lock
know,
on.
Man, that humanoid robot, man, you gonna break that lock,
hey man,
man.
hey man, we ready for you. Seen Will Smith?
Oh, hey,
You
listen,
seen
that's
Will?
true too. Yeah,
Will
respect.
Smith was he was putting it on the robots, bro.
He
I don't
was he
think
was
I
putting
don't.
hands on the robots, bro.
There's not one robot movie or show that I've seen where it ended well.
That's
I
true.
can't think
I
of.
can't
If
lie.
y'all can think of one, let me know.
Nah, because you do got that stuff on Black Mirror with the robots after all the humans, and you know.
Bruh, you got Black Mirror, Wally. You get what I'm
I
saying?
ain't
Oh
never
dang.
seen it. I ain't never seen it.
I Robot, all the robots movies, the robot in the movie because they do too much. Or you might edit that out so we don't get demonetized or whatever. You can't say that on the on
Nah,
social
nah,
media.
we'll bleep
Making
it.
the
We'll
K
bleep
word.
it.
But yeah, just listen. We're moving into the future, y'all. You get what I'm saying? If you want to pre-order your own personal robot slave, go tap in with Neo and them, and you can get one for $20,000, y'all.
$20,000. Is
Or
it
you
a,
can finance it too. They said they got finance
That's
options.
low key a deal.
$200 a month.
remember? Don't finance it. Don't finance it though. You know, save right. Only buy it if you know you need it.
Only buy it if you need it. Sorry for technical difficulties, man. Y'all know we live in an old building. You get what I'm saying? And we had to change out the camera battery. But anyways, we just want to end off this pod by talking about a couple of the things that we got coming up. You get what I'm saying? So starting next week, we're gonna start two new segments, weekly segments that we'll be talking about. Myself, I'll be talking about Smart Move of the Week when it comes to real estate, and this is going to be based in nationwide real estate news as well as local real estate news. And you already know, official go getter, what you gonna be talking about?
Gonna be coming at you guys with the stock watch, man. You know, we're gonna be breaking down the S&P 500, which is the top 500 publicly traded companies, right, on the market, on the stock market and the index. We're gonna be looking at the top 5 of those companies within the index, and we're gonna be breaking them down each week, right? We're gonna be breaking down. I believe in that index is Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Google, and Nvidia, and we're
Yep,
gonna be looking
that's
at
the
the
top five.
price. Yeah, we're gonna be looking at the price each week, and we're gonna measure the price every month, every year, and look for buying opportunities, and we'll just be breaking down the stock every week.
And this will be good for anybody who is reluctant about investing into the stock market, like we all are. Sometimes you want to be like, nah, man, I want to see somebody else try to do it.
Yep.
So what we'll do with those stock prices is he's going to break those prices down every single week. What is the price of each stock? Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and what was the last one? And Meta, Facebook.
Yep.
And from those prices, tracking them over the months, we'll see if you invest a certain amount of money into those at the time that we started the segment to when we eventually end the segment, hopefully years from now, we'll be able to look back and see how much money that you either left on the table or if you started investing while we were talking about it, how much money you made. So, man, we just want to say thank you to everybody who taps in with us every single week. Like we said, we are a Seattle-based podcast, man. We're here to talk and have empowering conversations about business, life, economics every single week. So if you're interested in coming and speaking with us, we would love to talk with you. And you got any closing comments there, Q?
Let me think. Yeah, just keep investing and saving. That's about it. Just keep
Respect.
investing and saving.
Any closing comments for yourself?
Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, right? Comment about any other topics that you want us to cover. And lastly, I just want to say, we don't talk about any of these topics to scare anybody. We don't talk about any of these topics to put anybody down, right? We're all preparing. We're all just trying to get to that next level and grow, just like you guys. And we're just bringing these topics up so we can all be aware, right? So with that being said, just like Q said, man, invest, save, continue to do that. And if you don't be afraid. Don't look down on yourself. Just start and take it each week at a time, each day at a time. But just keep on growing, you guys, and come up with your blueprint and apply it.
Straight up. That's why we call this the blueprint table, man, because we all met each other in times of life where we're still trying to figure it out. You get what I mean? So you guys are on this journey along with us, and we just appreciate y'all for tuning in. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy B.
It's your boy Fisher Go Getter.
And it's Q.
Man, tap in with us next week. You already know.
See y'all next time.